I never believed in ghosts. In fact, I scoffed at the idea of the supernatural, dismissing ghost stories as nothing more than elaborate hoaxes and superstitious nonsense. So when my friend suggested that we spend the weekend at a supposedly haunted hotel in the middle of nowhere, I laughed it off and agreed to go along, just for the thrill of it. Little did I know that this decision would change my life forever. The hotel was located in a remote area, surrounded by dense forests and far from any signs of civilization. As we arrived, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease that crept over me. The building itself loomed ominously against the dark sky, its windows broken and its walls covered in ivy. Despite my skepticism, a sense of fear began to claw at the edges of my mind. As we entered the lobby, I noticed the dim lighting and the musty smell that permeated the air. The receptionist greeted us with a cold smile, her eyes glinting with an unsettling intensity. I brushed off my discomfort, attributing it to the eerie ambience of the hotel. However, as we were led to our rooms, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. That night, as I lay in bed trying to sleep, I couldn't ignore the bizarre sounds that echoed through the halls. Whispers and footsteps seemed to follow me wherever I went, sending a shiver down my spine. My friends dismissed my concerns, chalking it up to my overactive imagination, but I knew deep down that something was not right. The next day, we decided to explore the hotel further, hoping to debunk the ghostly rumors that surrounded it. As we wandered through the corridors, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. Shadows danced at the edges of my vision, and a sense of dread lingered in the air. I tried to push aside my growing fear, but it clung to me like a suffocating blanket. As we reached the abandoned ballroom, a chill ran down my spine. The room was bathed in an eerie light, casting long shadows across the dusty floor. I could hear faint whispers and the sound of soft music in the distance, sending a wave of terror through me. I stumbled backward, my heart pounding in my chest. One of my friends scoffed at my fear, daring me to cross the room and touch the old piano that sat in the corner. Despite my hesitation, I gathered my courage and made my way towards the instrument. As my hand brushed against the keys, a sudden gust of wind swept through the room, extinguishing the candles that flickered on the walls. I screamed in terror, my friends rushing to my side in a panic. In that moment, the truth hit me like a freight train. I had been wrong all along. Ghosts were real, and they were here with us in this haunted hotel. The fear that had gnawed at the edges of my mind was now a palpable presence, wrapping around me like a malevolent force. I realized with mounting horror that my disbelief had only made me more vulnerable to the spirits that dwelled in this cursed place. As we made our way back to our rooms, I could feel their eyes on me, their whispers haunting my every step. I knew then that we were not alone, that something sinister lurked in the shadows of the hotel. With a sinking heart, I realized that we were in grave danger. That night, as I lay awake in bed, I could hear the sound of scratching at my door. My blood turned to ice as I saw the handle slowly turning, the door creaking open to reveal a figure cloaked in darkness. A chill ran down my spine as I gazed into its empty eyes, filled with a malevolent hunger. I tried to scream, but no sound escaped my lips as the ghostly figure reached out towards me with spectral hands. I woke up in a cold sweat, my heart racing in terror. It took me a moment to realize that it had all been a nightmare, a figment of my overactive imagination. But as I looked around the room, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was still watching me, waiting in the shadows. In the end, I learned the hard way that fear and disbelief can be a deadly combination. The spirits of the hotel had shown me the error of my ways, teaching me a lesson that I would never forget. From that day on, I carried with me the knowledge that the supernatural world was very real and that some truths were best left undiscovered. As for the haunted hotel, it remains a dark memory that haunts me to this day. I often wonder what became of the spirits that dwelled within its walls, and if they still linger there, waiting for unsuspecting victims to fall prey to their dark desires. And though I may never know the answers to these questions, one thing is certain. I will never doubt the existence of ghosts again, and neither should you. If you enjoy a good scare, give this horror story a like and follow me for more spine-tingling tales of terror